Hi, this is Luminousz Ztarr. Welcome to my channel. For you guys and gals who are current subscribers, wait for it. Mwah. Thank you so much for being my stars. And thank you so much for sharing your stories. This is what keeps me motivated and very inspired to keep this channel, Luminousz Ztarr, active. So special shout out to my stars. If this is your first time visiting Luminousz Ztarr, well, you see how we do it here at the Ztarr family. Why don't you join by subscribing? All right, thank you so much for joining us today. And to everyone who's watching, I wish you the very best and thank you for your time. At the end of the video, please go ahead and like and or subscribe. Also, check out the description box below for further details pertaining to today's video. Today's video is Unloved Daughters. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different today. There's a particular YouTube video that I'm going to be sharing with you that has a lot to do with the subject that I'm talking about today, unloved daughters. I want to go ahead and give a special shout out to the person who uploaded that YouTube video, Raquel Rose. Special shout out to you. I thank you for posting the video because, see, a lot of unloved daughters do have mothers or someone who is supposed to be taking care of them, right, who has a cluster personality, or they are a narcissist, or they have a narcissistic personality disorder. So again, special shout out to Raquel Rose. I hope I am pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you so much for uploading that YouTube video. You are helping so many people. Okay, so today's video again is Unloved. Now, this is the YouTube video that really spoke volumes to me on today's subject, unloved daughters. What you're about to see in this video is a YouTube clip, or actually a YouTube video from Raquel Rose. Special shout out to Raquel Rose for posting this video. What you're about to see, I'm just going to select particular clips out of the entire video. But if you want to see the entire video, please check out my description box below where you will find the link to Raquel's video. There are so many daughters who feel unloved because they go through particular challenges with their moms who have a cluster B personality, or the moms has a narcissistic personality. And so the daughters, they feel unloved. One of the main reasons is because of the emotional challenges they go through. So you're about to see some of that in this video that I'm about to share with you. And again, special shout out to Raquel Rose for posting the YouTube video. All right, so here we go. All right, so this is a summary here that Raquel has shared with us about what's going on in the video. And I'm only going to share a few clips of the video with you. But basically here, this is what started it.
I'm working on it with the Soul Healing Center. I want to go back and have them do another blessing, and I'm working on mind exercises to strengthen my mind so that my brain doesn't put that switch on. But I need you to understand this so that you can work on it, because I can't fix myself until you start to fix yourself, because I need you to emotionally be able to not shut down on me when I try to talk to you about bad things that happen, because I do feel like I need an apology from you, and like I feel like you've cut me off every single time since I openly admitted to you what happened when I was 16 in Moraga. And it's just like, I can't deal with you emotionally disconnecting and not being there for me, and I don't want to do it to other people, and like, you need to stop doing it to me too. It's like not something that you mean to do. Your brain does it as a defense mechanism because your brain becomes overstimulated.
Okay, this is my thoughts about what just happened. You can clearly, well, I can clearly see here that the daughter is frustrated. The mom, you can hear the mom in the background, the frustration, especially emotionally, spiritually, even psychologically. I don't know about you all, but I can definitely hear in this young lady's voice the frustration, the emotional exhaustion. Get a strong sense of control in a relationship, not just a mother-daughter relationship, but any relationship, is that they want you dependent on him or her. They want to make sure that the relationship even feels like you are emotionally dependent, okay, or you're counting on that cluster B personality to make sure that emotionally you are okay. Now, I heard the daughter state here that I need you to do you know, I need you to do such and such so I can do such and such. The thing I want to say here is that this is one of the ways that the cluster B personality gains source supply in any relationship that he or she has, because they want the targeted prey to, or the other individual in the relationship, to feel helpless. Okay, they like it when we come to them and seemingly at their mercy. This is one of the ways that the cluster B personality gains source supply. Just wanted to point that out.
My favorite part of this article says is emotional distancing was once an optimal coping strategy. It might help to understand that emotional distancing is a coping strategy that is usually learned early in life. It's an implicit procedure that at one time served a purpose, and it often happens without conscious awareness. And I'm gonna read this again, and I'm gonna have King on my other side so that you can actually focus, because you're acting like a child right now, and I want you to focus on what I'm saying.
Okay, very interesting here. And I think a lot of us daughters who have a mom who has cluster B personality or narcissistic personality disorder can really relate to this. And that is when we try to reach our moms emotionally. Moms are emotionally shut down. Therefore, they are distant. The mom who has a cluster B personality usually will distract herself or distance herself from the daughter. That's the name of the game. The mom understands to a certain extent that her daughter emotionally needs her. Okay? The mom, more than likely, I'm not talking about just this mom in the video. I'm speaking of every mom who has a cluster B personality and who may have daughters or a daughter. Okay? That may be trying to reach her emotionally. This is what the mom really knows, is that at some point her daughter is going to need her emotionally. It could be because she's getting ready to get married, she's about to have her first child, or whatever it may be. It could be when she's a little girl and someone at school is picking on her, or she's having a difficult time making friends at school and she's reaching out to her mom. Whatever the case may be, the daughter may need the mom emotionally for something. Okay? And so the mom is aware of that. It's just that the mom distanced herself emotionally from being responsible to show up in the relationship, so her daughter can have her in that way, the way the daughter is supposed to experience her mom's love. Okay? But a mom who has a cluster B personality usually will excuse herself or distract herself or distance herself from the daughter emotionally. So therefore, on one hand, she is behaving like a child. The mom is behaving, any mom in general who has a cluster B personality and who may have one or more daughters that really is trying to reach out to her, okay, for emotional support. This is very common with daughters who have a cluster B personality mom, or a mom who has a narcissistic personality. She will experience a lot of emotional frustration, if not emotional exhaustion. This is very common. So the mom who has a cluster B personality does actually seem childlike. This is very common. So not only is the cluster B personality mom distracting herself and distancing herself to gain source supply, by the way. This is designed to gain source supply in the relationship. But not only is that going on, but the mom absolutely is behaving irresponsibly because she herself is like a child. Okay? All right.
You don't need to focus on him right now. You need to focus on me. I'm your kid. This is my dog. Okay? Emotional distancing was once an optimal coping strategy. So at one point in time, it was a great way to cope with things. It might help to understand that emotional distancing is a coping strategy that is usually learned early in life. It's an implicit procedure that at one time served a purpose. It often happens without conscious awareness and occurs automatically. It's a way the nervous system copes when it becomes flooded with too much activation. Let me explain. First, you need to understand that our behaviors are not driven solely by our conscious intentions. You may already be aware that our emotional brain directs us in ways that we are not always conscious of.
Okay, very interesting. I've spoken about the conscious and the subconscious. Okay, so even though she's explaining this to her mom, what I find ironic, but is very common with daughters who have a mom who's a cluster B personality, is that even though she's breaking this down to her mom, the information, okay, about why we sometimes do the things that we do, or sometimes we do things that is not very conscious, you know, we don't do it on a conscious level, okay, the mom is not moved by it at all. The mom is not receiving anything that the daughter is saying. That this is very common. Very common. Even though the daughter, what I find ironic is that the daughter is telling the mom, look, we don't always do things consciously. But this is exactly what she observes in her mom at this moment. This is what she's observing her mom doing. And she's explaining it to her mom. Look, we don't always do things on a conscious level. That's what I find ironic. Even though she is explaining this to her mom is in the very act of doing that very thing at that very moment and is not getting through to the mom. And the daughter has yet to absorb that information herself, because her actions would reflect that information, because she would not waste any time. She would not select to invest any time. That's a better word. The daughter would not select to invest any time in trying to reason with her mom. Okay, that's what I find ironic, but very common with us daughters who have mothers who have a narcissistic personality or have a cluster B personality. We want to reach our moms, and sometimes as we learn and we grow and we receive this information and things clear up for us, we want our moms to understand as well. But here's the issue. The moms will not get it because the moms choose not to get it. Some moms will choose not to get it. Okay? And that also goes right back to making sure that the mom is fully supplied. All right? Let's go.
It's because he's so nice to me, and I freak out when he wants anything to do with sex, and I've never felt like this before. And now I can't even be myself with him because he's so nice, and I don't get it. And you know what it is? It's bringing shit back up.
Okay, I want to say something about that. Now the daughter, I think she's being a real pro in this, by the way. So again, special shout out to Raquel. She's explaining to her mom here that she understands. She's beginning to understand some of the things that she's doing. As I stated before, the thing about it is her mom is choosing not to get it. I can clearly see this. I don't know if anyone else watching this can see it, but I can see this very clearly. The mom, this is a game here. The mom is choosing not to receive the daughter emotionally. This is a very common game that goes on between the mother who has a cluster personality or a narcissistic personality disorder, and with her daughters. Is explaining about the boyfriend, how she shuts down. This is another thing that's common, because see, when we don't learn how to connect emotionally with our moms or our dads or anyone else in the family, then how are we going to emotionally connect or share or experience intimacy with anyone else? You see, it's just a vicious cycle that happens here. So the daughter says to the mom here, well, I need you to not do this to me so I don't do it to other people. Again, special shout out to Raquel. You know, I feel you. You know, I understand. And this is something, again, that's very common, unfortunately. So on one hand, she's reaching out to her mom, okay? And on the other, she knows that her mom is not there. Okay, she's beginning to understand what the big problem is. She's beginning to understand the bigger picture. And at the same time, it's probably something like surreal. You know, it's like you know what's going on, but you don't want to believe it, or you don't want to face the reality that it is happening. So just wanted to point that out here.
In the past, it's making me feel and remember, and I don't really know how to deal with it. It's really fucking with me. And like, I feel like in order for me to heal easier, I need you to treat me a little bit differently and not do this to me, because I don't want to do it to other people.
And there it is. There it is. She just explained to her mom, I do this to people and I don't want to do this to other people, you know, and I wish you would stop doing this to me so I can not do this to other people. So just wanted to point that out, that the daughter is explaining that to the mom, or, you know, she's still trying to reach her mom emotionally. And I so get that, because a lot of us daughters, we don't want to see our moms in a bad light. And I get that, because that's mom, you know. All right, let's continue.
And I do it to other people and you do it to me, and it's just this nasty cycle, and it really hurts me. Like, it fucks with my head. And then when I go into that mood where my brain switches, and you know what I'm talking about, I know you know, because you do it all the time, and I don't have complete control over it yet, because it happened to me last night at his house. And I told him, I said, I'm not myself right now. Like, I don't care. Like, nothing matters in my head right now. And it happened to me all the time in the Grand Cherokee.
So I don't think I'm like that. I'm more, I'm more of a conscience. And more
it's
concerned.
That doesn't make sense, Mom. You do exactly this to me. This is what you do to me. Basically, like, you just don't care. Like, there's text messages that I texted you and you didn't respond at all.
Oh, I wasn't even available. I was in the middle of the day working.
It doesn't matter if you were available that day or not. You could have texted me back a day later, 3 days later, 4 days later. You responded the next day with photos and something completely oblivious to what I was talking about. And that really
Now, the daughter just explained to the mom that you do things. It's like the language of the daughter is like you can tell, well, I know I can, that she's getting the big picture. She is understanding the things that her mom does to gain source supply in the relationship. And I think that intuitively the daughter is very aware that the relationship with her mom is very toxic. It's very dysfunctional. Okay, she hasn't said those words yet, but I think she's getting it intuitively, the daughter that is. And so she is letting her mom know that, okay, you do these things and it seems like it's on purpose, and then you make excuses and then you go into denial. And so I think the daughter is waking up to the tactics, or the abusive tactics, that the mom uses in order to gain source supply in the relationship.
really hurt me, because I was putting out my emotions and my feelings.
Then you need to call me, or we need to do it in
No,
person,
you need to just not.
text.
You need to actually just be professional about anything, because my coworkers text me and I respond to them every time. You know why? Because we work together and we're a system.
Okay,
and we're a group.
sometimes I turn my phone
Everyone
off.
is meant to serve each other, and it doesn't matter if I texted you and you couldn't respond. You could have responded. You've responded to me today. It's not like you didn't get the message.
You also have
emotionally, whatever. It doesn't matter what I did. It doesn't matter what I did. You emotionally shut down. Your brain did it. Let me finish.
You don't
Let me
even
finish.
answer my phone calls.
But I didn't want to answer your phone calls because I was emotionally disconnected, and I didn't give a.
Okay. The thing I want to point out here is that, to me, it's very clear that the daughter here, as she's speaking to her mom and trying to, explain, she's really trying to reach her mom emotionally, and it's very exhausting. And this is another thing that's very common with daughters who have a mom who has a cluster personality, or who has a narcissistic personality disorder. It is very exhausting, not only emotionally, but spiritually. Even her energy body may feel drained. It's very exhausting trying to emotionally reach our moms when the moms seemingly are doing it on purpose. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out.
On this one.
No, this is mine, and I don't want you to touch it.
What can I put on this?
Here's some eye balm. But it's just made out of really good ingredients. But no, this is again, you're distracting me from what I'm trying to talk to you about.
Yeah,
Okay, just like, the daughter here is saying to her mom, you're distracting me from what I'm trying to talk to you about. This is something that happens, again, very often with daughters who have moms who have a cluster personality, or the moms have a narcissistic personality. They do whatever, they will do whatever they can to distract and distance themselves from the daughters emotionally. Because again, this goes right back to how very often narcissists or cluster personality types try to obtain source supply by any means necessary. I want to point out how the daughter here is expressing to her mom what she's going through, what she's feeling, what she's thinking, how she's attempting to resolve some of her issues, but the mom is emotionally not available, and this is so the mom can continue to gain source supply. Okay, and I can tell that the daughter is very, becoming very wary of this, emotionally exhausted, even frustrated. And again, this is something, unfortunately, that is very common with daughters who have mothers who are narcissists, or have a narcissistic personality, or have a cluster B personality.
And you shut down when I bring shit up. Like, you've never apologized.
Okay, well, talk to me different?
You've never apologized to me for what happened, and that really hurts me. And it makes me sad that you know. What?
I have said I never knew anything happened. I have talked to you about it.
No, but you never said I'm so sorry. I did not mean for this to happen. You just ignored me the day I told you.
Okay, again, the daughter is, reaching out to the mom emotionally. And I also notice how the mom here is seemingly calm throughout the entire conversation. The whole time that the daughter is reaching out to the mom emotionally, the mom is very calm. So the cluster personality, they will be passive aggressive. They will remain calm as the other person tries to reach them emotionally, even becoming histrionic, okay, or seemingly histrionic, whereas the cluster personality is remaining calm and being passive aggressive in order to gain source supply. So it seems to be very much on purpose that they do this. And the daughter here is reaching out to the mom. Clearly, to me, the daughter is upset, and the mom seems to be calm. Now, when the daughter mentions something about an apology, the mom becomes a little bit defensive, but then goes right back into remaining calm. Just wanted to point that out.
You didn't say anything to me. So I don't understand why you're going to act like...
I can't take back that day because you had 10 people in the house. It was a different situation.
There was not 10 people in that.
And we can, I know I can. I want to point out that I noticed that the mom, the words that she's using is she's suggesting that she's doing all she can to be there for the daughter, whereas in reality, she's intentionally distancing herself from the daughter emotionally. So on one hand, she's letting the daughter know, hey, I'm doing all I can. I don't know how much more you want from me. And on the other, the mom is being passive aggressive, coming off calm, neutral, emotionally neutral, as if there's nothing wrong. And then she goes into denial as well as making excuses. And this is all going on simultaneously, all for source supply.
The house.
That one chick was there.
No.
And that one Andrew boy was there. Was a lot of people there.
That was not the day that I told you.
Okay.
You're thinking of something else. Because nobody was at the house when I told you. But whatever, you can deny all this all you want, and you can emotionally not want to deal with this, but at the end of the day, it's an issue, and at some point we're going to need to work on it. You can go to the Soul Healing Center and have them teach you how life works and how to fix your karma and how to relieve yourself from the pain and suffering that you go through, because they took away physical pain, and it goes against everything that I normally believe in.
Okay, now the mom, the daughter is suggesting to the mom that she gets help. Now with the cluster B personality, and those who have a narcissistic personality, everybody else has a problem except he or she. And this is, again, very common with daughters who have moms who have a cluster B personality or who have a narcissistic personality. The moms usually try to project their unappealing traits onto the daughters, and seemingly they try to put into the daughters' heads that, hey, you're the one with the issue, you're the one with the problem, it's you, it's you, it's you, I'm perfectly fine, See how calm I am? Mom here is being very, very clever in how she's obtaining source supply. And the daughter, even though on one hand the daughter understands what's going on, yet the daughter continues to play right into the mom's hands. Her overall health is compromised. And what's going on here is that from what I could see, the daughter is constantly trying to reach out to the mom, trying to have a real mother-daughter relationship, whereas there's a real connection, and the mom is totally going against it. Whether the mom is conscious to it or not actually is irrelevant. It's irrelevant because the daughter is letting the mom know, hey, I understand what's going on here, and I understand that you do what you do, and I may even understand why you do it, and I understand certain things, and I'm letting you know that. Yet the mom's response or reaction is to be passive aggressive, to be neutral, to shut down, and all of that is in strategy to gain source supply.
Nothing. I'm in so much pain. I was about to cry when I went there. So I went there and I paid for the consultation.
Okay. The daughter again is reaching out to the mom. Okay, mom, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. This is how I feel. This is what I think. This is how I'm trying to resolve the issue. All the while, the mom remains distant. She continues to distract herself. Either it was by the pet that they have, the dog, okay, and whatever the mom could do to distract herself. I saw repeatedly how she was doing that as the daughter kept reaching for her. And this video was a little bit painful for me to watch because I, again, can see how the daughter is emotionally willing. She's attempting to reach her mom, and the mom is just not interested. She's not emotionally available. She's not there. Her mom actually, in my opinion, is living in the past. Whatever influenced her mom to behave as she does now or in that video, okay, it has nothing to do with her behave that way before her daughter was born, more than likely. And now here the daughter is trying to reach out and connect with someone, her mother, who emotionally cannot connect with her because her mom is not even present in the relationship. Mom just wasn't there. Okay, and then she begins to take the steps to grieve and to accept the fact that this is what has happened. And it wasn't her fault. Some of us know the stories behind our mom's story. Some of us do not know the story behind our mom's story because mom doesn't want to talk about it. Mom is distracted. Mom is being passive aggressive. Mom is making excuses. See, there's the vicious cycle. And it goes on and on and on. So the daughters, their overall health is absolutely compromised. Her mental state, her psychological state, her emotional state, her spirituality or her spirit, okay, and her energy body is all compromised by continuing to have an unhealthy relationship or a toxic relationship with her mom. Here are a few tools. Tool number 1. Remember that your life has purpose and is not designed to be a retainer of the abusive energy of others. Tool number 2. Build and invest in a strong support base designed to teach you effective coping skills in order to continue to thrive forward past narcissistic abuse. Tool number 3. Take steps to become grateful for any positive contribution your mother has made and be proud of what and how you have contributed to your mother's life. Okay, tool number 4. Discontinue to invest in an emotionally mother-daughter relationship that has been dysfunctional from the very beginning. It was and is not your fault. Mother set the tone for parent-child relationships. It's never the other way around. Pause. That last tool. See, I went on and added an extra tool today, but that last tool I think is really a highlight tool. Mothers and daughters, okay, I think it's only natural that a mother and daughter have a loving relationship. My opinion is that it's not natural for a mother and daughter to have a dysfunctional relationship. It's not natural for a parent and child to have a dysfunctional relationship, but yet it happens. Okay, so when it comes to mothers and daughters, the mothers set the tone, and it will never be the other way around. Look at it like this. Mothers, okay, you know, when they are carrying the child in their wombs, the tone or the quality of the relationship is set at that time. So it is impossible for the child to set the tone to the parent-child relationship. So when it comes to daughters having a mom who's a narcissist or has a cluster personality, it is not that daughter's fault that the relationship is of poor quality. Really wanted to pinpoint that. Okay? All right. The first tool. Remember that your life has purpose. Okay. Yes, every life has purpose. And certainly it's not designed to retain the toxic and abusive and negative energies of others. Ask yourself that question today or tonight. Are you really here on the planet to retain the abuse of others? Are you really here to retain some very negative and toxic energies of others? No. I hope that's your answer is no. All right? Every life has purpose. Second tool. Build and invest in a strong support base. Now, a lot of my stars know how much I love to talk about the strong support base and how imperative it is in order to thrive forward, because I've found it to be a game changer. It is absolutely very important to build your own support base. After all, you're the one that's going to be navigating it. You're the one that's going to be making the choice. Who and what consists of your support base? Do you go to a support group? Do you go to a counselor? Do you go to a church or what have you? All of this consists of your support base. It's not just going to a counselor. It's not just going to a doctor. It's not just going to a support group. See, the support base consists of many various aspects, and you will be the one navigating it. So the support base is supposed to be designed to help you to have or practice very effective, keyword is effective, coping skills in order to continue to thrive forward. If the coping skills are not effective, you'll be able to find that to be so when nothing is not happening differently in your life. In other words, you're still having those toxic relationships. You still seem to be drawing or being attracted to the same type of individuals as the cluster B personality. That's how you know you don't have effective coping skills. Okay, and I'm not scolding anyone, I'm just pointing that out. So every support base, okay, is supposed to be designed to help teach you effective coping skills that will help you to thrive forward past narcissistic abuse. Third tool, take steps to become grateful for any positive contribution your mom has been able to make. And then, okay, don't just stop there. Look at how and what you have contributed to your mom's life. Okay, how about that one? A lot of us don't do that, but I want to encourage you today or tonight, wherever you may be, to do that. Look at how and what you have contributed to your mom. Okay, because sometimes that's all it really takes for us to be able to continue to take that first step to thrive forward past narcissistic abuse by our moms. Just think about how you love and care for your mom. How and what have you contributed to your mom's life? And try to think of those ways that she have contributed to your life that has absolutely been positive for you. Even if it's a very small thing, okay? Or some may say it's a small thing. But try to think about that today, okay? Okay, let's move forward. References and resources. There's a couple of links here that I think you will find very interesting. Now, the second link is the YouTube video from Raquel Rose. Again, special shout out to Raquel. Thank you so much for posting that video. And you can find this in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Luminousz Ztarr. Thank you again, and stay tuned for more videos.
Our home, incubator of life, through our lines of life.